Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, so-called Chinese, Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore camest thou not unto me? He said, why you didn't come to me? I called you, man, to come to me. Am I not able indeed to promote thee to honor? Don't you know I'm able to promote you to honor? And Balaam said unto Balak, lo, I am coming to thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word of the Most High putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Girthashuthoth. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent to Balaam and to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal. The high places of Baal, this demonic entity, deity, Baal, which means Lord, if thou can accept that. Let's look at it. All you that have a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, y'all calling on them and don't even realize it. I must show you the first word of the letter B, B-A-A-L. Look what it says. So they took B-A-A-L, which means L-O-R-D, and that's what they got you calling on. Why you gotta change, man? This ain't hard. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal, that this he might see the utmost part of the people. See, following this madness, look at Numbers 23 and 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob. Let's read let's look at verse 20, what he's telling them. It says, well, let's read verse 19. It says, the Most High is not a man, so he's a man, right? Because you got these new Bibles that say he's a man and a woman. The Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, the Most High said something, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? The Most High is not a man he should lie. Behold, I have received commandment to bless. He wanted Balaam to curse us as the Israelites. He said, I have received commandment to bless, and he have blessed, and I cannot reverse it. So he told him, hey, Most High said he said the commandment to bless we the children of Israel, and he said he can't reverse it. He have not beheld iniquity in Jacob. He have not seen wickedness in Jacob. Neither hath he seen perverseness in Israel. Because we follow the law, statutes, and commandments. The Most High, his power is with him. See? And the shout of a king is among them. The Most High brought them out of Egypt. He have as it were the strength of an unicorn. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob when you following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, fearing the Most High. Neither is there any divination against Israel when you following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Not how they telling you not under his law. So these laws, statutes, and commandments, you don't know, you ain't following them. How are you going to prevent yourself from this sorceries, from this witchcrafts? These spells that they putting on the people that are on the people, when you don't even know the Most High's laws to follow them. You following Christmas and Easter and all the things the world have you set up, birthdays and all these things to exalt yourself and be somebody. Say, surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, the Most High have, what have the Most High wrought? Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey, and drink the blood of the slain. And Balak said unto Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. Trying to give him directions, contrary to what the Most High is saying. Say, don't curse them at all, don't bless us at all. We the children of Israel. But Balaam answered and said unto Balak, told not I thee, saying, all that the Most High speaketh, that I must do? You better hear what he's saying. All that the Most High speaketh in this word are the things that have been tampered with, and the majority of it haven't been tampered with. You better do. And Balak said unto Balaam, come, I pray thee, I will bring thee up unto another place. Peradventure, perhaps it will please the Most High that thou mayest curse me them from thence. Curse me them from thence. And Balak brought Balaam unto the top of Peor that looketh toward Jeshimon, and Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bullock and a ram of every altar. See? But you see how the mindset of these nations are against us. They're not with us. So now let's look at Jezebel. Go to 2 Kings. This wicked Jezebel. 2 Kings, the 9th chapter. We're looking at these sorceries and these witchcrafts, these spells that were put upon our people, that we did evil in the sight of the Most High. We've covered this previously, so let's look at verse 22. It said, and it came to pass when Joram saw Jehu, that he said, is it peace, Jehu? And he answered, what peace? What peace you gonna have, so long as the whoredoms of thy mother Jezebel and her witchcrafts are so many? You see that? Sorceries, witchcrafts are so many. She set up all the prophets. She killed the prophets. Nehemiah had to hide the prophets in the caves and feed them and so forth. But she would have killed all of them. Every last one of them. And she set up prophets that were of Baal. And Zeram turned his hands and fled, and said to Ahaziah, there is treachery. There is treachery, O Ahaziah. You see? And Jehu drew a bow with his full strength, and smote Jezeram between his arms, and the arrow went out of his heart, and he sunk down in his chariot. Then said Jehu to Bidhar, his captain, take up and cast him in the portion of the field of Naboth, the Jezreelite. But remember how that when I and thou rode together after Ahab his father, remember King Ahab the Most High killed with lying prophets to lie to him, to go up to Ramoth Gilead and die. Like some of you pastors out there been lied to and won't teach the truth. The Most High laid his burden upon him. Surely I have seen yesterday the blood of Naboth and the blood of his sons, said the Most High, and I will requite thee in this plat, said the Most High. Now therefore take and cast him into the plat of ground according to the word of the Most High. Bury him. Get rid of him. So, and it says, this is the death of Jezebel. Verse 30. And when Jehu was come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it. This is King Ahab's, the one that we read about earlier in 2 Chronicles 18:18 now, when he had that lying spirit to go down and lie to him, have him die at Ramoth Gilead, lied to all his prophets. Jezreel heard it. She heard that Jehu was coming, and she painted her face. That's why a lot of you women, they call you a bunch of Jezebels when you paint your face real, you know, with all that makeup on and so forth. She painted her face and tied her head and looked out at a window. I mean, there's not much wrong with a woman looking beautiful and so forth, but some women go overboard. And as Jehu entered in at the gate, and it makes a difference in how your spirit is, how you operating too. Some people are doing it to be noticed, like her. She painted her face and tied her head and looked out at a window, looking out. And as Jehu entered in at the gate, she said, had Zimri peace, who slew his master? And he lifted up his face to the window and said, who is on my side? Who? So who's on my side? Who? And then looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs. These are men that are without women. Eunuchs. And he said, throw her down. So they threw her down. And some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horses. And he trod her underfoot. And when he was come in, he did eat and drink and said, go see now this cursed woman, talking about Jezebel, and bury her. For she is a king's daughter. So go bury her, because she is a king's daughter. And they went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skull and the feet and the palms of her hand. All they found was the skull and her feet and the palms of her hands. Wherefore they came again and told him, and he said, this is the word of the Most High. See, all we found was the skull, the feet, and the palm of her hands. Wherefore they came and told him, and he said, this is the word of the Most High, which he spake by his servant Elijah the Tishbite, saying, in the portion of Jezreel shall dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel. Say, dogs gonna eat her flesh. And the carcass of Jezebel shall be as dung upon the face of the field in the portion of Jezreel, so that they shall not say, this is Jezebel. Most I had the dogs eat it up. That's what he prophesied. As it is written. 1 Kings 21 and 23. First Kings 21, 23. And of Jezreel also spake the Most High, saying, the dog shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Remember, the Most High word does not go out void. He will accomplish exactly what he says. But there was none like unto Ahab, that's her husband, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Most High, whom Jezebel, his wife, stirred up. So he allowed his wife to stir him up, to do wickedly. And he did very abominable in following idols, according to all things as did the Amorites. When the Most High said we're supposed to get rid of them and get rid of everything that they believe in, but no. Ahab did very abominable in following idols, according to all things as did the Amorites, whom the Most High cast out before the children of Israel. See? And it came to pass, when Ahab heard these words, that he rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his flesh, and fasted and lay in sackcloth and went softly. He humbled himself. And the word of the Most High came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Seest thou how Ahab humbleth himself before me? It's very important, y'all. Because he humbled himself before me, I will not bring the evil in his days, but in his son's days will I bring the evil upon his house. But he still killed him. We know that. We just read that earlier. How do you put to death in war? That's why you ain't getting away with nothing. None of us. Look at Nahum. Nahum, the 3rd chapter. Nahum, the 3rd chapter. And we're going to look at verse 1. It says, Woe means destruction to the bloody city. A city that's gotten through bloodshed like America. Killed over 77 indigenous people that was here, aboriginal people that was here in this Western Hemisphere. And more than that, millions and millions and millions. It is all full of lies, hear that? It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. You don't part, you don't part. That's why the Most High said in Hosea 4:1. Hold that. He said in Hosea 4:1. He said, Hear the word of the Most High, you children of Israel, for the Most High has a controversy. He got a problem with the inhabitants of the land. Why? Because there is no truth. Because it's full of lies. If you just look at the truth as being the truth, opposite of the truth is what? Lies. Because there's no truth. And if we know the truth, we can sing it together. Psalms 119, 142. That righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So there's no truth. The laws of the Most High is not here. And what's contrary to being the truth? Lies. He said he got a controversy with the inhabitants of the land because there is no truth. You thought you ain't under the truth. You ain't under the laws of the Most High, which is the truth. Nor mercy. Now get you something you deserve. They make sure you get what you deserve. And then some. That's what the Most High said. He was just a little offended. But they helped forward the affliction. Nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. Hear that? Nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. Because ain't nobody talk about the Most High. Everybody talk about what he got to do for them. Or what he done to them. Oh, hallelujah to the Most High when they've done something great for you. But outside of that, nobody talk about the Most High, hardly. Knowledge of the Most High in the land. Therefore, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood touches blood. That's why I say, woe, destruction to the bloody city. Therefore shall the land mourn. That's why he's saying destruction to the bloody city. And every one that dwelleth therein shall languish. You're going to be crying and sad with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yeah, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Look at all the fishes are coming up on the shoreline, getting out of the water. I seen sharks running out of the water from something. You know what that was? Most they got all kind of creatures that been in. He saw them created creatures too. Understand this. Yet let no man strive, nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priests. Always going against what it is that we say. Books closed, and all of a sudden you become dumb. But now you're going through all these precepts, all this understanding of what it is that we got to learn spiritually, but when the book is closed now, you become like everybody else. You know what it said? For thy people are as they that strive with the priests. Argue back and forth with the priests. Therefore shalt thou fall in the day. Say, I'm going to kill you. And the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night. And I will destroy thy mother, because of those that are not teaching the unadulterated truths of the Most High. He said, my people are destroyed for what? For lack of knowledge. He said, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. To be afraid, to be scared of the Most High, to do what he say do, his rules and regulations, is the beginning of knowledge. But fools hate knowledge and instruction, telling them what to do. You can't tell a fool what to do because they hate to be told what to do, because they don't want to be exposed to the fact that they don't know. But the only way we learn what we learn, whoever it is that's teaching us a Hebrew Israelite, is we learn from somebody. And we had to be instructed by somebody. And first and foremost, it's from the Most High and from Mashiach Shai to the hand of the Most High, which are men that he called to bring forth this truth. That's why he said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. You pork chop eating preachers have forgotten the law of your power. You are an Israelite. You ain't no Gentile grafted in. Who you been grafted in among? Answer that. Teaching that lie. Just regurgitating something that these lying entities that have come on this earth to deceive all nations by deceit, by lies, and you still regurgitating everything that they telling you to regurgitate until this day. Lies. That's why the Most High said, you're a bunch of rejects. He said, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. He said, I'm going to forget your children. This is what he say. So the law, we read it. We read what sin is in 1 John 3 and 4. Sin is the transgression of the Most High's law. As they were increasing, we increased their number as the Israelites, so they sinned, broke the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. That's our glory as men, is the women. Our women into shame. That's why he said, look, go to Isaiah, the 1st chapter. Sad, man. You think about all that's written here. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on for hours and hours and hours and hours. Now stop. Most High talking to you. Isaiah, the 1st chapter, and verse 3. Look what the Most High said. It said, the ox know of his owner, and the ass his master's crib. Look, he compared us to an ox and an ass, a dang on mule, a donkey. The ox know of his owners, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider, he's saying. Oh, sinful nation. A nation that breaking the laws of the Most High. Don't even know the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws. Because you taught you ain't under that. You ain't got to follow those laws that the Most High wrote with the finger. Even the heathen knew that the Most High wrote these laws with the finger of the Most High. They knew to leave us alone when we following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. But as long as we not. As long as they, I mean, you are the enemy of the Most High. You the haters of the Most High. Telling our people that they ain't got to follow him. That's what you're telling them. That's why he said, my people do not consider. Oh, our sinful nation. How you a sinful nation? Because you breaking the laws of the Most High. The same thing that you say you're not under. You're breaking his rules and regulations. A people laden with iniquity. A seed of evildoers in the eyes of the Most High. Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Most High. You hear that? They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards, as it is written. Now going back to Nahum, the 3rd chapter, I digress. Say, woe destruction to the bloody city. Bloody city is America. It is all full of lies and robbery. And the prey departeth not. Jump down to verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the prostitute, the hoe, the mistress of witchcrafts. Hear that? It ain't saying witchcraft, it say witchcrafts, like they deceive all the nations with sorceries, with witchcrafts. It says right here, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. You see that? This is how they have everybody twisted, thinking they know what time it is, and don't even realize that you under spells of witchcrafts, sorceries. Excuse me. Behold, I am against thee, said the Most High Power of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. I'm gonna expose you. I'm gonna put your skirt upon your face. Therefore, your whole nakedness is gonna be seen. Everything that you've done that's contrary to the word of the Most High. I'm gonna put your skirt on your face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness. See, there it is. I'm gonna show the nations how shameful you are, and the kingdoms thy shame. Thus say the Most High. Because of all the sorceries and witchcrafts that they have perpetrated in deceiving all the nations by their sorceries. So Most High said, I'm gonna expose all this. I'm gonna expose you. You know, because they trusted in, this is what they trust in. Speaking of, go to Isaiah, the 47th chapter. It's clear. So it's talking about Esau. Any of you that have been listening to the lesson, you know, the virgin daughter of Babylon, represent the Edomites. This is what he told them. The so-called white man, he told him in verse 5, he said, I was wroth with my people. Excuse me, he said, sit thou silent and get thee in the darkness. That's ignorance, not knowing. O daughter of the Chaldeans. Darkness is dealing with witchcrafts and sorceries and spells on people. That's why he say, sit thou silent, shut up, and get thee in the darkness. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. That's what he said. He told him, he said, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance. When we read the pollutions of the Gentiles for what we did in marrying them strange women, these other nations' women, 1 Ezra 8:69 down, polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand, thou didst show them no mercy. They ain't show us no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. From the ancient men, that's old brothers and sisters. Have they laid their yoke heavily? Remember, they made us work in slavery until our bones came out of the sockets of our shoulders and elbows, and we worked so hard that I'm telling you, our bones, you see the pictures, it was so terrible. You worked until you died of an old age. Even now, you work all your life and then you retire and you die shortly thereafter. Most High gave us 70, that's 70 years. He said you retire at 65, 67, 70 years. Work until you're 70 years old and then get your retirement. By that time, you done worked yourself pretty much already being ready to get out of here. This is what he done and doing. Thou hast said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. You ain't laid this to your mind. Neither didst remember the latter end of it. We in the last days right now. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, the rich and the famous, enjoying your life, that dwelleth carelessly, you dwell carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am. You can't deny this. Whose pictures in the Bible? And represent the Most High, represent the Mashiach Yahushua and the children of Israel. They, the so-called white man. And what? He got the Jew so-called white people. Who's going against it? That said in thine heart and thine mind, I am, and none else beside me. Who else did this? Who else did it? Let me show you, so I ain't just talking. A lot of you may have never seen just the Holy Bible. Let me show you. It's from 1609 until today. Look, he has said, I am. There he is right there in the Bible, showing himself that he is the Most High. Not only that, he showed himself that he is a Mashiach Yahushai, who the world falsely called Jesus Christ. Pictures worth 1,000 words, right? Remember, 12 years old, they went to Passover, showing himself that he is Mashiach Yahushai. There he is right there with blonde hair. You see, that's in the Bible, in the Holy Bible. This is what he's done. He said, I am, and none else beside me, right? He was a blind when he's 12 years old, but now he's around 30 to 33 years old. See, he became a brunette. Boy, they something else. That's why when you look at, he said, they said in their heart, I am, and none else beside me. That's why when you look at, Mashiach had to come on the earth and know this was written in the Old Testament. And during the Greek Empire, in 1 Maccabees 3:48, look what it says. It says, and laid open the book of the law, which is the Bible, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. I just showed you. It's all throughout that Bible. Their images. See? So that's why it says in Wisdom of Solomon 15:4. Well, we can read verse 14. Let me go there. Because this is witchcraft too. Because our people have told me in my face that they believe that the so-called white man is coming back on this earth to redeem them from the condition that we're in. I've never heard a so-called white person ever say that. They laugh and say, no. They shake their head no. But our people, 12 tribes of Israel, oh yeah. We believe it. So look, Wisdom of Solomon, 14th chapter. And we're going to look at verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, going against the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the invention of them, the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. It's only a temporary amount of time that the Most High going to allow this to go down. For by the vainglory of men, they entered into the world, like you just showed. I just showed you. They painted the pictures of themselves in the Bible. Vainglory of men, they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child, soon taken away. Talk about Caesar Borgia. Pope Alexander VI of Rome is that father, Rodrigo Borgia. Caesar Borgia, his son, Salakia.